NDP incumbent Lori Idlout won back her seat in Nunavut. She's just one of 7 NDP members that were elected. That's down from 24 seats when the last parliament dissolved. This is the worst showing in the NDP's history, and it leaves the party's MPs with some tough conversations ahead. I spoke earlier to Lori Idlout about what she'll do next. Sugi, thank you for being here.
Megan, thank you for having me.
It was a pretty close vote in Nunavut. So as you were watching the numbers come in, what was going through your mind?
I was remaining hopeful right from the beginning. I was in the lead, and I never lost my lead throughout the evening. So I remained hopeful for sure.
The NDP didn't perhaps have the results that they were looking for as a party. I'm wondering what conversations you've been having and what conversations you're looking to have with the NDP about how to move forward after this election.
Yes, I've definitely had several conversations with those that were not re-elected. They become my friends. And definitely the ones that were re-elected, we are definitely preparing to have some difficult conversations, some challenging conversations. But I still sense a great sense of hope with my colleagues, knowing that we still have a minority Liberal government, and we feel like we'll still be able to use our power to get more for Canadians.
Yeah, I mean, even with the current projected 7 seats, the NDP could still tip the balance for the Liberal minority government. With that being said, though, would you ever consider crossing the aisle to join the Liberal Party?
I've been asked that question so many times, even during campaigning, even before the election was called. And it is something that is quite difficult for me to consider, knowing how the Liberals have failed Nunavut and the North. We see that in the gaps that we still experience, there's still too many people with overcrowded housing conditions, people living in moldy homes. There's so much aging infrastructure. So if I do consider it, it will be a very difficult decision-making process for me.
Yeah, I can imagine it would take some soul searching, because I'm sure there's a reason why you chose the NDP as opposed to any of the other parties when you were considering becoming a politician and choosing this path. I wonder if in your conversations with your NDP colleagues, if they're being asked the same question and how people are kind of reflecting at this time of uncertainty.
Yes, with those that have been re-elected, we are definitely in constant contact with each other, and we're choosing to be in solidarity and to keep each other informed of whatever developments that might come our way.
How do you picture, if you're choosing to stay with the NDP, how do you picture helping to forward the goals of Nunavut from that weakened NDP position? How do you picture that path?
The conversations we need to have with the Liberals is to remind them that they still need us, that they won't be able to pass anything without the NDP, and that we're the preferred party to work with when it comes to making sure that laws that we create are ones that will work for Canadians, especially Northerners, as well as ensuring that more investments come to the Arctic, especially during these current geopolitical environment. So definitely to remind them that they will still need the NDP to pass anything.
I'm curious as well if you've considered or already had conversations with the other Northern MPs. They are both members of the Liberal Party, but surely the 3 territories have some shared goals in terms of getting funding for Northern infrastructure. Are those conversations you've had or are planning on having?
I haven't had conversations with those 2 other territories as of yet, and I do congratulate them. I know that this was a particularly difficult campaign, so I do look forward to working them if the time comes.
Okay. You know, after an election is always a hard period, right? It's a lot of work, it's a lot of going. You have many things to consider, considering what happened with the NDP during this election. So, just from a personal perspective, what will you do over the next couple of days?
I'm having conversations with my colleagues. I also need to set up my office here in Iqaluit. I'm not sure if you knew, but my constituency office was located in the building, the Noble House that had burnt down here in Iqaluit. So I'm going to have to set up a new office. So I'll definitely be searching for a new constituency office.
Okay. Lori, Kuyanami, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Megan, thank you for having me.